What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Today is Friday. That means Zer is back in the tower. You may notice that I am looking more spectacular than usual. And to that I say, I know. Let's go find Zer. He's way back in the bottom of the tower near the vanguards. Over on the right. You know, whenever he hides over here, I always have more trouble than usual finding him because he kind of blends in and he rarely comes over here. So I just kind of never think to look for him. Anyhow, let's see what he's got. For the Titans, we got the Glass House. The Glass House to me is one of those exotics that I just never ever use. It's theoretically good. Bathed in light, blessing of light, and weapons of light last longer. In the Taken King, I used it quite a bit in the raid because I found it useful because you're always standing in one spot in that raid, and having a bubble, you know, can really be helpful that has, you know, longer lasting weapons and blessings of light. But even then, there were better exotics I could be using. I used it out of just kind of for funsies. And right now, because mobility has taken a front seat in the current PvE content, with the exception of Vossix, I really don't find bubbles all that useful unless I'm trying to just do damage. And then usually I'm just sticking by that bubble anyway. So the Glass House doesn't really work out that well for me. So it's never been a top tier exotic in my eyes. If you're just collecting everything, then go ahead and collect it. But to me, this is a pass. It's always been a pass. And unless they do something to really change it up, I feel like it's always going to be a pass. There's just so many great exotics for Titans. This one, it just never seemed all that great. This one's got increased strength, increased intellect, ashes to assets, heavy lifting, and innervation. Next up for the hunters, we got the young AHAMKARA'S spine. Main perk here is field trip. Increased trip mine grenade duration and gain an additional trip mine grenade charge. Obviously, that's a great set of perks if you like trip mine grenades. Now, last spring, trip mine grenades were nerfed significantly. You can't stick them to people anymore, which was really fun to do with trip mine grenades. Make people look like little unicorns that are about to explode. But it's just, you know, because they were nerfed, there's just better hunter grenades to use. And that's unfortunate. If you like using trip mine grenades, by all means. But right now, they don't feel like they're a top tier exotic again. They are a good roll this week. We got increased discipline, increased strength, fastball, impact induction, auto rifle loader, and shotgun loader. And it's a very high, nearly tier 12 loadout or roll. So it's not a bad roll. It's just trip mines, man. They nerf trip mines. Bad. But getting two of them is better than having one of them for sure. All right, next up for the Warlocks, we got the Void Fang Vestments. You know, it's funny. I got like a similar feeling about every one of these exotics. These are good. You spawn with full grenade energy, and you get an additional bolt on your Axion Bolt grenade. Axion Bolts in PvP they can be a game changer for an engagement. And being able to spawn in with your grenade energy every time means you're just going to have more grenades available to you more of the time. Arguably, well, for me personally, ever since the Ophidian Aspects came out, they are the exotic I want to run on a Warlock. In fact, I would run them on any class if I had them. Being able to reload and switch weapons faster with any type of weapon, and on both your primary and your secondary, and not to mention your heavy, it just feels so good. It makes the Warlock feel so snappy. It's almost like what the Bones of Eo did to the Hunter, where, no, they're not giving me, you know, a faster time to kill, although arguably they are. They just make the character feel better, and the Void Fang Vestments have really taken a backseat for me. So I like the Void Fang Vestments. The Axion Bolts certainly have a chance to change an encounter for you, but they really have taken a backseat to the Ophidian Aspects for me. These ones come with increased discipline, increased strength, pulse rifle ammo, sidearm ammo, solar burn defense, and void armor. Next up, our weapon of the week is the Zalo Supercell. Buy this. If you don't have a Zalo Supercell, you absolutely want one. It's the only one, it's the only primary that at year 3 power levels is capable of a burn. This one does arc burn. So if you're running strikes, you're running nightfalls, and they have an arc burn modifier on them, this is your go-to. This is your primary for the week. Much like Fatebringer was your primary back in year 1, Zala Supercell is your primary during Arc Burn events. It's very good for that type of event. For everything else, if it's not Arc Burn, you're probably not going to use it. In PvP, you're probably not going to use it. Some people do have success with this weapon in PvP. I've never really liked this archetype of auto rifle for PvP. It's this mid-impact, mid-rate of fire that it just doesn't get the job done fast enough for me. I'd rather use a Doctrine. If I'm going for a auto rifle build in PvP, I really want that high rate of fire. I find it more forgiving and faster to kill. So really, what you're going to want this thing for is strikes and nightfalls that have an arc burn modifier. Then if they have that, you're going to be very happy you have this weapon because it's going to kill a lot of things very quickly, and that's fun. You'll notice that there are no more ornaments this week. You'll go to the kiosk over by Eververse to buy ornaments now, so no more buying those from Xur. He's also got exotic shards. They have returned, which is very good. If you, like me, have been low on exotic shards ever since he stopped selling them, then you'll be happy to see these return. Also, I have 420 strange coins, so, you know, take that. For curios, we got Plasma Drive and Emerald Coil to upgrade your blue rare sparrow to legendary status and change the color of the contrail. We've got 10 heavy ammo synthesis for 3 strange coins, so our value proposition here has increased tremendously. We've also got 3 coins and glass needles, and finally Mozo Light. So, you know, it's Xur. This is how Xur's going to be. I'm very happy to see the Zala Supercell. I do like the Void Fang Vestments, although I never run them anymore. Young AHAMKARA'S Spine I used to run every once in a while. Not so much anymore since they nerfed Trip Mines, and the Glass House to me has just never been all that great and exotic. Not a bad week for Xur. A few changes. It's nice to see the change to ornaments. I feel like somehow, even though you still got to pay for ornaments, it's gotten somehow more user-friendly coming over to this kiosk here, and you can just pick out which one you want to buy instead of hoping for them to drop in packages or hoping that Xur's going to sell the one you want. So to me, that's somehow just a friendlier way of doing it. And I like that a lot better. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys later.